Back. So this is what I traded today. Let's start with Tesla. So as you know, I don't have any more day trades in E-Trade. I can only swing stuff overnight. So I've been taking some small experiments, and the experiments that I had yesterday ended up in a $61 loss. So I said to myself, no more experiments, right? But I wanted to try a couple of things, so I had some more experiments today. Tesla always has a beautiful range, so I wanted to get in here last night in the 30s, but I missed my opportunity. I saw that it gapped to the 50s, so I got in the 50s and I exited at like 57. So I was in 51, got out 57, made like $8. Fucking went to the 70s, and midday I made a TD Ameritrade account and I got one share in here, and then I got two shares in my E-Trade account. And lo and behold, it always does that thing where it falls off the table and goes back down to a support level, which was beautifully at 748. And I wish I would have bought here because I would be up $12 instead of being down 9. But I look at Tesla as a swing trade slash investment versus a day trade. So I'm not worried that I'm down $9. I think tomorrow it might break the 80s or something like that. Like, I'm totally confident in Tesla. FCell, I decided to take, oh, yes. So FCell, I decided to take 10 shares overnight long because it was projected to 14 on Oracle. I saw that it was near VWAP and this support level, so I got interested in it. And I didn't want to wait for a pullback to VWAP, so I said, you know what, let me just get in now. And I got in at 1309 at 105. So let's go in. 105, 105, 105. So right here, I saw that it was going up and it didn't exactly touch VWAP. I said, you know what? I don't want to miss my opportunity if it's curling upwards. So I got in here at 13.0, what did I say? 1309. It ended up going back to VWAP and then going way down below it. Whoa. And then coming back to the support level of 1180 before finally regaining its strength and powering through because it is mirroring Tesla. So you have like this whole thing. On top of that, it is very close to breaking out of all-time highs on the daily chart, which would be in the 14s. So if I can get $1 a share on this on my 10 shares and make $10, I'm happy because my idea would have worked. NNDM, I set an alarm or an alert over here at 806 because this level, this boom and a boom and a boom, and then this breaks that. So I wanted to get in as a short, so I got in here at 806.11, 10 shares at 3:39 p.m. And I'm expecting a gap down tomorrow, but it's still below VWAP, so I'm still kind of cool with this one. Uoni, I saw late into the close. Uoni is a previous runner, and we all remember Uoni. This one spiked all the way to 54 before coming back down. So it's a previous runner. It's a low float. It had volume. It had a strong close. It was hugging VWAP and then broke out over here in the 660, 670s. And I saw it over here late day at 766. I got in at 7555, 10 shares, and it immediately gapped to 865 and then halted. And then it went to 917 after hours. And I still had $300 in my TD Ameritrade account. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get in 30 shares here and just try it as a day trade. And it immediately rejected. And I said to myself, but look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is you have a strong first green day into the close above VWAP. Don't get shaken out just because it's gone down 5 cents. Look at the bigger picture. Your shares are small enough that you can test out this idea. So I'm expecting a gap into tomorrow morning. That's my idea. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm just going to cut. But that's why I didn't get shaken out over here. For a day trade, I mean, for an overnight, I don't like to trade more than 10 shares. So 30 shares is kind of a little bit too much for me. But I said, okay, let's see what happens. Because this went from a day trade idea because I wanted to get in I got in at 8:05. So I wanted to get in here, get out here, but because that did not happen, I said, okay, we're going to turn this into a overnight now. Um, let's see what else. If you remember Nasty, I traded it here short. I got squeezed and I exited today. And now that was at $9. And if I would have still held this, I would be down $100 on my position because it has gone against me 10 times from my entry. So that is why shorting is highly dangerous. And so I'm very glad with my cut because, like on BTBT, if I wouldn't have cut it, it would have come back to my original position and I wouldn't have lost any money. But anytime I trade something like this overnight, I know I have to cut it because it's just principle. So looking at this on the 1 year chart, it it is just so many green days in a row, like all-time highs, 52-week highs. Let me go out more. So now I am looking for a first red day on Nasty. I call this Nasty, NCTY, which I don't think is going to be tomorrow just because it has such a strong close. But whenever it's ready, I will be watching this one. DGLY, I think, spiked into the close because of all the craziness that's happening today in DC. Anytime there's a protest or anything like that, DGLY is on watch, but I wasn't paying attention to it. Plus, I had no day trades. Bingo. Steven Johnson tweeted that he was in it short towards the close. And I was like, oh, okay. Because, I had a good time on it over here, exiting over here. But I was like, I'm too afraid of this one because I've seen it squeeze in the front. So I just left it alone. But I will be watching it again at the 430 level where I feel more comfortable after it breaks this bottom. BTBT, I will be watching when it breaks 2378. The biggest thing that's changed for me is having a plan when I'm trading now. I look at recent runners, I make plans. Like this never fucking happened. I would sit down at the computer, pick the lowest float and fail and cry and shit like that. Not literally cry, but have a pity party. So this is where BTBT, I was in at 26 or 25. I got squeezed to 29. I exited. Now it's back to 26. I would have been break even, but still it's the principle, just like I showed on Nasty, not to hold anything overnight, like continuously. I just saw Wibe. I don't know what this is, but it's gone up very much. So this is on watch for me as a short whenever it has its first red day or second red day, whatever this thing is. It's another China stock, it seems like. What else? Did I talk about this? I believe so. Cron, I'm just having it in the watch on the background. I don't need to have this here. Do I have this on my watch list? Cron. I'm going to add it. I think I'm waiting for a first red day on Cron. Tesla. PNGO. Netty, I would have played today. The volume is so low. I would have played today if it had a red day, but it didn't. Tilray was up today. I saw that on the daily chart. So weed is, maybe it'll get legalized because there's a Democratic Senate and House. That's the thinking behind it, but it's got this resistance at 1232, and I also saw this resistance in the 1080s So I looked at it from a short perspective, plus it has all this volume resistance. So I just didn't know what to make of it, so I left it alone. But other than that, that was pretty much what I was watching today. And for this one, like if it just doesn't, I think 679 is like my cut point because it'll be below the breakout and below VWAP. So yeah, those are all the things that I'm watching today. And thank you very much.